Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. If you've ever wondered how to break bad habits or build good ones, you're in the right place. Today we're diving into Atomic Habits by James Clear. Trust me, this book is like a cheat code for life. And don't worry, I'll keep it simple, fun, and of course, filled with tiny bits of wisdom. Let's jump right in. Okay, firstly, who has never heard the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day? Your habits are pretty much the same. You don't need to make that huge change all in one run. James Clear talks about the 1% rule, just getting 1% better every day. And I know what you're thinking, 1%. Like you clean one dish and that's a productive day. But here's the magic. Those tiny changes build up for enormous returns with time. Think of it this way. If you get 1% better every day for a year, you'll wind up 37 times better. It's kind of like compound interest, except, for your life. So instead of expecting to turn into a superhero overnight, focus on being 1% better. Because let's be realistic, honestly, no one can afford to do a complete life makeover by Friday. Concentrate on systems, not goals. Coming up next, goals. Yes, we have those, all right? But here's the point. James says that goals in and of themselves won't get you anywhere. What you need instead is systems. Lend me your imagination for a second. You're training for a marathon. Your goal? Finish the race. But unless you have a system to get you off the couch and out running each day, well, you can keep on dreaming about that goal. Or like me, you'll just be running to the fridge. Systems are those things that you do every day that get you closer to your goals without you even realizing it. Goals are a place that you want to end up, but systems take you there. Instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, set up a system where you run 3 times a week. That's where the magic is. Now, where things get interesting is James talks about identity-based habits. Anyone ever hear people say things along the lines of, I'm just not a morning person, or I'm bad at math? Well, those are identities they've decided upon, often without even realizing it. Instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, focus on who you want to become. So instead of saying, I want to get fit, start saying, I'm the kind of person who works out. Even if, right now, the heaviest thing you've lifted is a bag of chips. Look, once you change how you see yourself, the habits fall in place almost with natural ease, like some mental shortcut. You want to be a reader? Don't set a goal to read 50 books a year. Just think of yourself as someone who loves reading. Okay, now, breaking down the 4 laws of behavior change. These are the golden rules to build or break habits. Ready? Law number 1. Make it obvious. The point is this. To start a new habit, what you need is a clear cue that it exists. If you want to drink more water, for example, just keep a bottle of water right in your line of vision so you can't ignore it. Otherwise, you'll be drinking more coffee than water, like most of us. That's not hydration, that's caffeination. Law number 2. Make it attractive. Pair your new habit with something fun. Want to work out more? Watch your favorite show while you're on the treadmill. It tricks your brain into thinking it's fun. And if running still doesn't seem fun, you're probably not alone. But hey, Squid Game makes anything better, right? Law number 3. Make it easy. If your habit is too hard, you'll quit faster than I quit my New Year's resolutions. Start small, like really small. Want to start reading? Just commit to 1 page a day. It sounds tiny, but guess what? Once you've started, you'll probably want to keep going. Law number 4. Make it satisfying. A person's brain enjoys the reward whenever he finally does something, especially a good habit. So go ahead and pat your back. You can even track it down on some apps or your journals and see the streaks. Many times, seeing them alone compels one to want more of them. One of my favorites now is what he calls the 2-minute rule. What James says is that when you're starting a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes. That's it. You want to start running? Just lace up your running shoes and go out the front door. When you're on the move, you'll naturally continue. And even if you don't, you'll have created a behavior of having begun, like telling yourself, I'm only having 1 cookie. We both know what that would be. But that's the point. Just start so small, it's impossible to fail, and then over time, you can build on that. Another lesson that seems huge to me. Your environment is going to play an enormous role in your habits. If you want to eat healthier, don't fill your kitchen with junk food. If you want to be more productive, Clean up your workspace. The easier it is to do the right thing, the more likely you'll do it. Like if you're trying to work and there's a donut on the counter staring at you. Yeah, great luck resisting that. Change your environment and you change your habit. Here's a fun one. Find yourself an accountability partner. Tell somebody what your goals are and ask that someone to check in with you. You would be astonished at how much more you actually get done when you know somebody's going to ask you about it. Just make sure that they're supportive and aren't, rewarding you with pizza every time you don't go to the gym. It's accountability. You feel responsible not only to yourself but to someone else, which in turn may provide a greater urge or motivation. And finally, remember that habits aren't a quick fix. They're a long-term game. You're not trying to transform your life in a week. You're laying the foundation for lasting change. Focus on progress, not perfection. Because honestly, if perfection was the goal, I'd have quit this life thing a long time ago. Instead, aim for those small improvements and trust that they'll add up over time. After all, Rome wasn't built in a day, but I'm pretty sure they didn't wait until Monday to start either. Voila, atomic habits in a nutshell. Focus on tiny, design systems and become the type of person you want to be. Do it now, no matter how small. And remember, life is not about perfection. It is about getting a little bit better, day after day. Quick one. And if that 1% may not seem like a lot, well, that's more than we give ourselves credit for most days. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, give that like button a tap, subscribe, and pass it on to a friend in need of a little nudge on building better habits. Until then, keep building for 'em.